Psalm 123, waiting for God. I hate waiting. It seems like a necessary evil, doesn't it? Like the times when you're trying to leave the house and someone's holding you up, but you need to get there as soon as possible. Otherwise you'll be late, or you're gonna miss the bus, or you're gonna miss whatever. Or when you're on a road trip and you hadn't eaten for hours and you're just dying of hunger, but you still got like another 20 minutes before you get to the next place that has food. You know what? Sometimes that's what it's like with God. We are waiting, but with a hurry up mentality, or waiting with anticipation. I believe many times we more do the latter with God, where we wait with a hurry up mentality than with the anticipation mentality. And I thought about it, but does God ever arrive late, or never makes things happen? You see, waiting on God is not wrong. I think that's part of who God is. He's patient, and so He waits in a specific time, and we all have to wait for various things. And so waiting is not wrong, but where it can go wrong is on our heart. You know, what does our heart do? How does that play into an effect as we wait? You know, just imagine this. Could you imagine that Jesus saying that about the crucifixion? You know what I mean? Like, when I think about Jesus's process of being crucified and dying and then being resurrected 3 days later, did Jesus have a hurry up mentality? You know, when He was being hauled away, when He was being captured and being hauled away to the religious leaders, who then investigated Him, had brought false accusations against Him, and then He was sent to Pilate, that Pilate would deal with Him. And so Pilate had questions for Him, and then He went to jail for a little bit, and then Pilate had questions for Him, and He went to jail for a little bit. And then it was left up to the mob, to the people, you know, between Him and Barabbas, like, who you want to take? And then they say Barabbas, and He goes hauled off to jail, being beaten, spit on, whipped, had to carry His own cross, which He couldn't even carry all the way, and needed help, and then to have the nails through His hands and through His feet, and then to sit up on the cross with those nails through His hands and His feet, and wait in agony, not even including all the whippings that His flesh was wide open, and then to breathe His last breath and be dead. Literally be dead for 3 days, and then God resurrected Him. I don't know about you, but I would have a hurry up mentality. When I think about that, I would have definitely this hurry up, God, come on, let's make this quick and easy and no big deal. And then I think about Lazarus and Mary and Martha, because I think sometimes we think, oh, well, Jesus is God, you know, no big deal. You know, and we view Him as kind of like this non-human. Well, let's take Lazarus and Mary and Martha. Like, Lazarus was ill, and Mary and Martha sent for Jesus and said, hey, Lazarus is like deathly. You need to hurry up and come. And Jesus stays. He didn't hurry. He didn't run. He didn't get on a horse. He didn't get on an animal to rush His way to Lazarus, Mary, or Martha. And He shows up 4 days after Lazarus has been dead for 4 days. Then He shows up. But I love what He said, if you really look at it, in John 11, where the story takes place, where this situation happens, and Jesus is confronted with Mary and Martha sending to Him and saying, you need to hurry, like, our brother's gonna die, and you love him, Lord, like, you love him. And this is what He said in John 11, 3 and 4. So the sisters sent to Him, saying, Lord, he whom you love is ill. But when Jesus heard it, he said, "This illness does not lead to death. It is for the glory of God, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it." Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think of like a family member needing me, my instance is not to sit still and wait. But yet that was Jesus' response. And I love what he tells them. He says, you know what? In the waiting of God, as you're waiting on God, it's for a purpose, and it's to bring glory to God. Now that seems strange, because we would say, but God, don't you want us to not be in pain or to not go through this? And in his defense, what he's saying is, yes, I do. There's this point where he's saying, yes, I do. And I think it's beautiful, because when we wait, in my personal experience, in the times that I've waited on God and had this mentality of anticipation rather than a hurry up mentality, I realize, man, God's gonna do something. I don't know what it is. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but he's gonna do something. And it's a beautiful anticipation, because when then he does, all you do is glorify him, because your thought is not like, God, I hate you, or God, that I'm so disappointed that you waited. It's, God, you showed up like you said you would. That you say you care for those whom you love, like you're there. And I think many times we have more of a hurry up mentality, and that brings us a little more depression, anxiety, frustration, anger, bitterness towards God. But with the mentality of anticipation, it changes our perspective from, you need to do this now, to, Lord, I can't wait to see what you're going to do. That was something that I got from this. I hope that encourages you, because maybe you're in that place right now where you're feeling, come on, Lord, like, let's hurry it up. But maybe think about and pray for anticipation mentality, waiting for God to do something like he said he's going to do. And not the way that you want him to do it, but the way that he sees best for us. Well, thank you for joining again. It's another day, day 4, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Question for you is this: what did you see in these verses? I also have another song called Let Your Mercy Reign by Chris Tomlin. I think it's sweet. Just enjoy. But until tomorrow, I'll see you later.